yesterday I started writing out a series of letters where I have written out the letters, some historical letter forms. And on my way into the studio today, I sort of thought, you know, I think it's great for you guys to see how the letters are done, but I also wanted you to see how I start with this process. So there are pages and pages of letters that I've been doing research on over the last sort of couple of weeks. So I'm going to systematically show you how I tackle this. So I'm using a Derwent 6B pencil. I'm using one of my grids. Let's see how high that is. And this is 6mm. And I tend to stick to 3 6mm. I start the letter off by using the pencil. So I've just sharpened the pencil to a point and then I've pressed it to give me a slightly flatter edge. Now the great thing about the pencil is because you have to treat the pencil like a nib, it really forces you to slow down. And I'm also trying to be a little bit conscious of some of the shapes. So I've noticed in the past, in the historical record, this little bit here is a little loop. And then this comes out and down and up. So I don't think this is good enough because it's not smooth enough. So it's probably because the letter is not tall enough. And so that's too big, obviously. So when you see me execute a letter, you know, I've probably done like 10 or 12 pages of it, just sort of testing the shape. So, just need a sheet of paper because my hand is sticking to the table. So I'm going to write a line of letters and then I'm going to swap to ink. So I'm not going to do the ones. Actually, let's look at the Z's because I think they were such a great letter to look at yesterday. And notice where the shade is. It's not on the 55. And a lot of these letters in the sort of English Roundhand period were not actually on 55 degrees. So that's a mistake. So I'm going to look at a series of Z's that I have here. And see how this sort of looks like. That. And then we have, which Z? I have so many of these on this page. Little loop, press, up, little loop, press, out, little loop, under the line, press and out. And so there's that. Let's see if there's any more Z's on this page. No. And as we've done the Z's, let's swap to the pen. So I'm using a 122B nib and some Monteverde Mandarin orange ink. So notice I'm normally if you do Copperplate Script you're facing the 55, so you get do it up here, you get a swell on the 55, which is your line of universal beauty. So instead of the nib facing this way, the nib is actually horizontal. And it's a lot more difficult with the nib than it is with the pencil. But of course, you still have to line all of this up. See how this is quite lopsided. You see that the nib produces that shape that the pencil has to approximate. So it's quite interesting sort of learning using this method. Now obviously I can't produce weight there. I can, but I would have to turn the pen. So there's a technique for doing this, and I'll show it to you now. So I'm rolling the nib in the tool in my hand. So let's go down to the next line. So let's see, where did we stop yesterday? We stopped there. So we can look at, so I generally do 2 and then 3.
Skillshare offers thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people on a range of topics like calligraphy, lettering, photography, video editing, and many more. If you are a curious and creative person who wants to learn all the time, like myself, Skillshare is definitely for you. I've been using Skillshare for quite some time now, and I've been using it mostly to improve my video editing skills. And the last class that I did was Filmmaking for All, Tell Your Story Through Video by Dan Mays, but the results from those classes are yet to be seen. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description will get 2 months free premium membership so they can explore their creativity. Skillshare is also super affordable, and yearly plans go for less than $10 a month. So don't hesitate, click the link in the description and start improving yourself.
And you know, one of the reasons I'm able to do these and to have this much dexterity and scope of movement is because, you know, I have a unique hold that I developed, which I call the Pscribe tool hold, or my Pscribe Hold, and it allows me, because I'm holding the tool slightly higher, there are lots of other things that I can get away with. So I'm going to show you a little bit more about, let's just move that up. I'm going to stick with the nib. And I made a mistake on this M because I didn't plan for it. So when I'm writing a letter that's bigger, I actually ghost the shape to make sure that I have my hand in the right place to manage it. And I hope you noticed that I'm actually moving before I make the shape. So I would do this, and then that, and then that, and then this. So this is all part of my continuous movement, which I sort of talk about in my manual on Copperplate Script. So it really helps with the formation of these historical letters. So I hope that's given you a little bit more insight into how I approach them, and I'll be posting, I'll try to post one of these every day. So have a good day ahead.